I want to share with you a inspirational text I just received from my mother, Patrick McCarthy Mahoney. Dearest Michael, I'm so proud of you for what you've accomplished. Have a wonderful evening. That was it. And then, a minute later, I received a second text. May the wind be at your back. But dearest Michael, please don't drink too much. Don't talk too much. And I don't know how you won this award. So that's a mom. Very sweet. Thank you. Such a really a great night. I want to thank Patricia, Neil, Sister Bernil, for the amazing work you did, and the singer. I wasn't really quite sure what to expect tonight, but it's just been a really, really great evening. And I got here on time at 5:30 when nobody else was here, so I think I met almost every honoree. So I was so excited. And it's incredible, the honorees that are here. And my wife did ask me, I'm not sure why you got selected amongst these 50 honorees to speak, but it's some incredible people here. Kidney transplant surgeons, cardiac surgeons, leaders of hospitals, researchers. I met Yale researchers here, leaders of hospital systems, biotech companies. So it's so cool to be amongst this society network of healthcare where we're all united to try to advance science and to help patients. And I think I just won the dice of the 50 because it really is a pleasure to be here. Quickly on the heritage, this is not my sweet spot, but I'm so proud to be an Irish American. I'll talk about Boston Scientific and Galway in just a few minutes. So my mom texted my wife, Julie. First of all, I do feel like I am the luckiest person in the world. I've got a wonderful wife, Julie, here, who's joining me. I've got a wonderful family, a son, Brian, son, Patrick, and a daughter, Megan. So I've got a wonderful family, and I'm fortunate to work for a great company and fortunate to be Irish. So I'm really kind of lucky. Really quickly, maybe a few just seconds on the heritage. So my mom texted my wife, Julie, about 5 pages long of things I should read. And she said, if you read this, they're going to go into coma, so don't do any of that. But just a couple of quick points. They're different people. My mother's family is from Cork. And Cork, yes. My father's family is from Mayo. Wow, Mayo wins Cork. I never would have guessed that. Who would have guessed? So it shows the different personalities. My mom's all about hugging and kissing and I love you and take a risk, take a chance, be bold, go for it. And when I started at Boston Scientific, our stock was $6 and she took a big chunk of her savings account and she put it all in Boston Scientific. And then my father, he's from Cork. He's a little more conservative. He's from Mayo. He's a little more conservative, and he analyzes things, and he says, son, I know you really, really well. I've known you your whole life, and I'm not buying any of Boston Scientific stock. And he didn't buy any. So it shows maybe all of the different characteristics we have as Irish, all kind of in one family. Just a couple things. I think Patricia did a great job of talking about Boston Scientific. I was blushing. I am just super lucky. It's a large company. We have 10 divisions. We help a number of the physicians here in the room. But at the end of the day, what we try to do is advance science for life. And everyone has a corporate tagline, but we talk about advancing science for life. And that ultimately is our biggest motivation as a company. And we do lots of things from cardiology products and coronary stents to pacemakers and defibrillators and brain stimulation for Parkinson's and pain products, endoscopy, urology, so lots of things to help patients. But at the end of the day, I know everyone in this room is motivated to help patients, and it's such an honor to be part of that platform. And we invest very heavily in R&D. We spend over $1.2 billion, $1.2 billion in R&D. We acquire a lot of companies. And at the end of the day, we just want to do our part. And what we talk about, with our employees is we're lucky because we get to be part of this healthcare solution and try to advance science and take risks to help doctors. And we get to play in a team sport because it takes a team, like when you work at a hospital, to do extremely well. And it's also competitive. So all that together is a pretty cool thing. And a few minutes about what we do in Ireland. And this is where I am so proud. We ship a product every second and a half every day, 24 hours a day, if you look at all the math for that. And our facilities in Ireland are our most critical, most important facilities across our entire global footprint, and we're in about 130 countries now. And what I love most about it, first of all, on the business side, is it started about 25 years ago when we went to Galway. And then the company expanded to Clonmel, and then the company expanded to Cork. And as all of you know here, Ireland is just a med tech, biotech hub ecosystem. And what I think is so cool, if you think about the progression, candidly, a lot of companies went there 25 years ago for tax benefits. They said lower tax, that's good. Corporate profits, that's great. And then what's happened over the past 25 years is our facilities in Ireland have become essential to the company because it's much beyond that now. Now it went from a core manufacturing capability where we employ approaching 6,000 employees there now, to then it's transferred to a real research and development hub. And so likely half of our research and development now, beyond our manufacturing, happens in Ireland. And now what's also turned out is a big innovation hub. And you've seen, as you were mentioning, the government's done such a great job in the development folks to invest. And now you're seeing venture capitalists come in, startup companies come in. So this ecosystem continues to widen out, and it's become very, very strategic, and it creates great jobs and great opportunities in Ireland. And I get teased a lot in our office because they know I'm all Irish, that we always favor our Irish plants, which we do. But the reason I think I probably do is the employees there are incredibly loyal to Boston Scientific. They're incredibly smart, amazing engineers, scientists, finance people, clinical people that are very dedicated, they're very loyal, they're extremely fun, and at the end of the day, you can count on them. You can count on them, and they deliver, and they're innovative, and they're just fantastic. So it's really amazing. I can share a couple products in a few minutes that we make out of there, but it will continue to be long past Mike Mahoney's career at Boston Scientific. Ireland will be so important to the med tech community and to Boston Scientific. Just a couple things I'll say about maybe just some of what we're seeing in healthcare. A lot of the physicians here and hospital administrators will see it. We have this amazing opportunity to innovate, everyone in the room here. We have this challenge globally where we have this rising cost for hospitals, because hospitals can't afford to spend more on the medical device products. And that's offset with this big challenge that we have all the time with an aging population that's living longer who want great health care. And I have a good friend whose father's 80, and in the past 30 days, he's had a left atrial appendage device to reduce the risk of stroke. He's had a TAVR valve put into his heart, and he's had drug-eluting stents put into his heart. And so it's amazing because he's living, and he'll probably live for another 10 years. But we're challenged, hospitals are challenged with the cost of that. So all of us are part of that solution. How do we provide great health care and deliver it cost-effectively around the world, and in the U.S. and the emerging markets in the whole place? And that's what we think about constantly. So we're always trying to think about how do we take out the cost for products. And I'll just share one product that we have with you, and I'll share it because it's made out of Clonmel. And that we basically said to the team, we make these defibrillators. And the defibrillator's job, and there's others who can describe it much better than I do, the defibrillator is like a device next to your breastbone, and the leads go into your heart. And the job of that defibrillator is essentially monitor your heart every second of the day. It'll monitor. If it needs a pacing, it'll pace the heart. If it needs to shock the heart because the patient's needs it, it'll provide a life-saving shock. So that's wonderful. But these products, these patients oftentimes have advanced heart failure, and heart failure is the largest expenditure within the healthcare system globally. So heart failure patients are always coming back to the hospital and going to ERs and so forth. And so in Clonmel, we created a product called Heart Logic. And what this device does, it's like a diagnostic instrument on your dashboard. And this is about $100 million that was spent in Clonmel to do this. And so essentially, somebody with this pace defibrillator is at home, and it can look at your heart sounds, decompensation, 6 different parameters that the patient has at home, and it will automatically create an alert when the patient may be on the onset of heart failure. And so it's a predictor for that patient to for the physician to call that patient, check their medications, what did they eat, too much pasta last night, and to manage that patient remotely and to help that patient before they represent themselves back at the hospital. So the whole goal is for hospitals and for us is how do we help patients manage their lives so they're not encumbered to come to the ER and work across that spectrum. So that product was made out of Clonmel, life-saving device, and also will help healthcare systems save money. But I want to just give you that example because it's an amazing product and it was developed in Ireland. I think just other couple of comments I make why the future is so bright. We're a medical technology company. I know there's pharma companies and biotech companies focused on personalized medicine, but you're seeing this incredible, in the future, this incredible leveraging of artificial intelligence, digital capabilities, advanced microelectronics to make these devices smaller and smarter and more interactive to treat obesity. We have trials going in for Parkinson's, for stroke, for depression. So I think the frontier of healthcare is incredibly bright to provide great advancing science for life solutions. And I'll just maybe close by saying, I think I'm very grateful to be part of Boston Scientific. I'm grateful that I was number 2 in Glassdoor. My mom did vote 1 million times. She pressed re-enter, re-enter, re-enter on the internet, is why I think I won the award. But I just think we all there's only so much time we have in our careers. And so we talk about the winning spirit of Boston Scientific, which is to obviously to help patients, but to not be afraid to take risks, to innovate, support each other, move quickly, be agile, all with the goal of advancing science for life. So we talk about this winning spirit, and I just bring that up because it's an important theme in our company, and I think it's a great maybe summary of what I feel when I go to Ireland and when I meet with our employees at our plant, the winning spirit they have, the character they have, because they care. And we care, and I want to just thank again for being recognized in this room because the honorees are incredibly impressive people, and I'm glad to be part of that group, and it's an honor to be here. So thank you very much.